Good evening. Welcome to our session where today we will be covering the basic eligibilities to apply for a CPL. Basic requirements, एक CPL training join करने के लिए what would be the basic requirements that would be covering for us in this session. I hope by the end of this session most of you would have cleared your doubts and अगर आपको कोई doubts रहे या कोई question रहे तो please feel free इसमें question type करने के लिए chat box के अंदर. Before I start with the session, I would like to give some details about myself and my company. So we are from Star Dgca. For past almost 15 years, we have been assisting our candidates with CPL trainings, basically guiding our cadets with the CPL process and organizing and coordinating trainings for them. We do trainings mostly outside India, from US, Canada, New Zealand and South Africa. And once the cadet is registered with us, we take care of their admissions and visas. We help them with their travel plans and arrangements, living arrangements in the foreign country. And uske baad we overlook the entire training process, and after returning to India, we assist the candidates with the conversion process. In the past almost 15 years, we have trained almost 1,500 Indian candidates, most of them whom are working with different airlines in India and even in foreign airlines in countries. Our cadets are working with different corporates, charters and various aviation companies across the globe. I am Manjot Singh Basim and I am one of the directors of this company, and I overlook the daily day-to-day operations of the company. And what we try over here is to make this very challenging and a complex process of becoming a pilot a smooth and a very trouble-free process for our candidates. And our goal basically is to keep this training in a specific cost and try to finish out in a very specific time period. So starting with our today's session is what is basically the basic requirement of becoming a pilot. So like any other course, any other training or education system, there is a basic eligibility. So to become a pilot, the first basic foremost eligibility is the candidate needs to be at least 17.5 years of age. जैसे ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस 18 साल की उम्र से पहले नहीं मिलता, वैसे ही कमर्शियल पायलट लाइसेंस भी 18 साल की उम्र से पहले नहीं इशू होता. So you can start at this age of 17.5 years of age, hoping that you finish it by the time you have turned 18. Second main eligibility is the candidate must be 10th plus 2, 12th pass from any major board from India, and the candidate must have done physics and mathematics in the 12th level. So basic non-medical science in the 12th level. Percentage is not a very major criteria in this training, in this CPL trainings, but yes, 10 plus 2 is with physics and mathematics is a compulsion. For the candidates जिन्होंने 10 plus 2 किसी और stream में की है, maybe commerce में की है, पर commerce में mathematics है पर physics नहीं है, और मे बी मेडिकल साइंस में की है, स्ट्रीम से की है जहाँ पर आपके पास फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, बायो है लेकिन अगेन मैथमेटिक्स नहीं है, और ऑल टुगेदर आपने ह्यूमैनिटीज से की है. सो देयर इज ऑलवेज अ वे फॉर इट. यू कैन आफ्टर क्लियरिंग योर 12th, when if you still want to become a pilot, what you need to do is you need to get registered with one of the open schools, preferably NIOS, National Institute of Open Schooling, where they can pick up the missing subjects. So if you have physics but you do not have mathematics, so you choose for mathematics, you appear for a mathematics, clear it. So or the other way around, you don't have both of them, so you have to appear both the papers, and in combination your regular 12th mark sheets with your open school mark sheet makes you eligible for this training. CPL is issued on the basis of the 12th standard only. Any higher education has no relevance on that. You do not get any concessions because you come with a bachelor's or a engineering degree. Education is always welcome, but for the sake of becoming a pilot, 12th standard is only considered. So third eligibility, the candidate must be proficient in English language. English समझनी और बोलनी आनी बहुत ज़रूरी है. Written English, obviously, very important, but until unless you are proficient and comfortable with the English language, the license would not be issued. In fact, once you have done the flight training, once you have done the theoretical, once you have cleared the theoretical requirement subjects, the department, which is Dgca, conducts an ELP exam, which is an English language proficiency exam, to check the level of English, and only if you successfully pass that, you are issued a CPL license by the department. Last requirement, very important, you need to be medically fit as per the Dgca medical standards. Every country has their own medical requirement, prerequisite. So there are almost 100 doctors appointed by the department, where you can approach them, and you need to be you need to get a complete medical checkup from them, and once you have been certified fit by one of these doctors, only then you are allowed to take this training ahead. So these are the basic eligibility. I'll just go once again. So 17.5 years of age, you can start. You need to be 10+2 with physics and mathematics. I missed out one point. There are a lot of candidates who do a diploma course after their 10th standard. So a 10+3, provided the diploma is from an technical background. So if you have a diploma in engineering, you have a diploma in IT. So that also makes you eligible. So 17.5 years of age, 10+2 with physics and mathematics, or 10+3 with a technical diploma, English proficiency, and you need to be medically fit as per the Dgca standard, as per the aviation department standard. Some very basic questions that we generally come wrong at: what is the height requirement? The minimum height requirement for the boys is 5'2", and for the girls is 4'11". Weight issue. Generally weight is not an issue, but as if you are termed overweight as per the BMI standard, basic mass index table, then the doctors put you for little extra medical examinations, and if you have no issues with them, nothing comes out wrong with the examinations, you can easily go again ahead with this training. But these are the basic eligibilities. Who can all join this training? Well, anyone, irrespective of the gender, irrespective of the religion, what ethnicity you come from, what is your location. If you want to become a pilot, you can become a pilot. These are the basic eligibilities that you require. Second thing that you need to consider before joining this training is the cost of the training. In Indian standards, or even if you consider the international schools in US or schools in Canada, New Zealand, South Africa. So I can give you a good idea. Apart and beside the eligibility laid down by the department, it is also very important for the candidate to make sure that they have the enough financial resources before they join this training, so that they're able to complete this training in time. So the cost of training can start anything from 30 lakhs and it can go up to 57 lakh rupees, depending on which institute in India or outside you join for. So before you start that, it is very advisable, and I would suggest that everyone should make sure that you have the required financial backing with you, so that you do not run short of it and you do not have a issue in the middle of the training. A lot of questions can come. Where should I do this training from? Should I do it from India? Should I do it from outside India? So that basically is a personal choice, what you would like to do and how would you like to do. Everyone has their own reasons and they have their goals for it. So that's a very long and that's a very detailed discussion. So if anyone is interested in knowing their choices, I would suggest please contact me on the numbers given on our channel, on the Insta page, and I would be more than happy to help them out with the details of it. So what happens once you join, once you plan up and you want to do your trainings and you are eligible and you are ready. So suppose you want to do your trainings in India. So what is the requirement? You need to clear 5 examinations conducted by the Department of Civil Aviation, Dgca, and another 1 exam conducted by WPC. So once you clear these exams, 6 exams, you can prepare the exams all on your own. There are a number of tutors or ground school instructors who can help you prepare for these exams. These exams are conducted every 2 to 3 months. Some disruption has been there because of the COVID, but every 2 to 3 months these exams are conducted pan-India basis. So once you clear these exams, you can join any flight school in India as per your choice. And when you join a flight school, in the flight school you are required to follow a curriculum that is required by the department again. So a minimum 200 hours of flight training has to be done to cover that curriculum, and the 200 hours that is prescribed by the department, it comes with a specific pattern. So it is just not as simple as you sit in the aircraft and you fly 200 hours just going straight lines and coming back. So it has its own pattern, how many hours in the night, how many hours in the day, how many hours you fly solo, what all these are prescribed. So once you fulfill all these requirements, you can apply for a license. Another parts of the training as per the curriculum. So this part of the training is specifically related to the airlines or the commercial segment. So when you want to join an airline, so the airline would require you to have some experience of flying in an aircraft on the instrument basis. So meaning when we drive on the roads, we have a lot of signage on the roads to give us the directions and help us with the directions. But when you're flying 10 kilometers on the surface of the air, there is no signage, there are no boards to help you. So how do you find your weights? So during the CPL training itself, the cadets are taught how to find their way by reading the instruments that are given in the cockpit, and that is called an instrument rating or instrument training, where the cadets and the pilots, the trainees, are able to find and their destinations and how to fly in or maybe a low visibility area, or in a height where there are no help or a signage. So that is a very important part of before you can join a company as a commercial pilot. So that training is taken care in the instrument the training of the instrument is taken care in that 200 hours. Another requirement is when you join an airline or when you join a commercial company, most of the 200 hours training is done on a single engine aircraft. As it says, the aircraft has only one engine, but the airlines, when we see all the commercial aircraft, they have two engines. So the airlines again require them to have some experience on flying an aircraft which has 2 engines. So we call this as a multi-engine rating. So again, if your plan is to pursue the career of a commercial pilot, the flight training that you're going to opt for, that you're going to join in, you must take care that the flight training, that 200 hours will cover the instrument training as well as the multi-engine training. Otherwise, you will face some problems while joining the airline. I have a question over here. And it says, sir, my friend who wants to become a pilot, but he is from the commerce background. Is there any option for this person to become a pilot? Definitely, Nikhil. All our friend has to do is online register himself with the NIOS. You can search on the Google. It is National Institute of Open Science, Open Schooling, and you opt for a special attempt over there where he has to apply only for physics and mathematics. I'm not sure if your friend has done mathematics in the 12th standard or not, but let's say he hasn't. Let's assume that. And he registers himself for physics and mathematics, and when the exam is conducted, all he has to do is pass these two exams, and once he has done that, he will get a mark sheet and a passing result from NIOS. The new mark sheet and the old mark sheet, when submitted with the Dgca or any other department worldwide, will make him eligible to apply, will make him eligible to become a pilot over here. So yes, many other things that are required and to be considered for this training. A lot of candidates do not understand the difference between a CPL training and a formal education. CPL training is not a education, but it's a professional training, and therefore it is not conducted in a formal way, and it has its own pros and cons. The candidate needs to understand the difference so that they don't run into a problem. I have a request for the video here. I will just join this. See. Okay. There's another question. Is there a shortage of pilot? Well, yes, there will be. Currently also there's a shortage of pilot, but because of the pandemics, what we're facing right now, the airlines are not in the mode of hiring too much, but wait another 6 months, 1 year, there's going to be a huge shortage of pilot. So anyone who wants to, willing to do this, it's the right time to start. Before the hirings come, you should be ready with your licenses and your ratings. So I have Mr. Kanesh Deka over here, and welcome here, Mr. Deka.
How are you?
Can I help you, and what do you like to know about the pilot training?
I just have a query. So basically, do we have to do any course before going for the flight training in India? If example, if you want to go to abroad, so let's say if you want to go to US and fly, do we have a special course in India?
No, we do not. We do not. The entire training is conducted by a flight school anywhere outside. As you said, in US. So if you want to join a flight school over there, all you have to do is apply for a flight with the flight school. You do your travel arrangements, get your visas, go there, join, do the entire training. And when you join a flight school over there, you need to undergo some theoretical and some practical trainings, theoretical and practical examinations as well. So once you finished and completed, you are issued a CPL license.
Okay.
Coming back, you need to follow some conversion process, which will give you an Indian license in turn. But no, there is no prerequisite of doing any sort of a training, any examination or course before joining a flight school outside India.
Okay, and what is the scope of getting into any airlines in the coming up future?
Very good, very good, very good. Aviation has always been growing. We had a pause because of the pandemic situation, but definitely once we are over with the pandemic, there's going to be a huge demand of pilots. There's going to be huge demand of pilots because the industry is growing tremendously. Everyone finds flying, and they opt airline or flying rather to traveling by buses and trains these days because of the convenience. So that will in turn really put a growth. It will infuse a growth in the airline, and when there is a growth, definitely the pilots will be higher. And this is a statistics. This is a statistics given by the Boeing, the manufacturer Boeing company, that India in the coming 25 years, India would be the largest growing market, aviation market in India, in the world, where the entire world in 20-25 years will be double the size of the current amount we have. India would be 4 times what we are.
Okay, got it. Okay, just had these 2 questions. Thanks a lot.
Most welcome, Sudhika.
Thank you. Thank
Most
you.
welcome.
Thank you.
So,
Bye bye.
thank you. So we have another question. It says okay, where's this question? We see a lot of degrees in the field of aviation these days. Do they provide any advantage during the training or when they're applying for a job? Well, I always say education never goes for a waste. It definitely enhances your personality and profile. But for the job of a pilot, you do not require any engineering, be it an engineering, any degree. I'm sorry, I got it wrong. So for the job of a pilot or the training purpose, any sort of a degree does not really help. It does not enhance your profile. It will not give a better edge to you over the next person who is just a 12th pass. But definitely, I will add up again. Education never goes for the waste. It will always help you in the future. But for this purpose, no education, higher education is not considered. I ourselves have dealt with a lot of candidates. Most of the candidates that we have dealt at Star Educare are they come straight away from school. They've already pre-planned. They have decided childhood fantasies of becoming a pilot. All the good reasons they have. And they come and they straight away join a flight training school. And by the age of 18, by 19, 20, these candidates are ready with their licenses to start applying for a job. Whereas we have other candidates who maybe for some reason, some family pressure or maybe they were not unsure, they were unsure about it. They come up after a college degree. They come up with the engineering background, any other sort, and they come and start the trainings. But at the end, when they are training or when they are applying for a job, that degree or that particular degree at that time doesn't help you at all. Well, in fact, we had one very interesting candidate who was a practicing dentist in southern part of Delhi, and he came to us and he was a practicing one, and he was like, I want to become a pilot. So he was like, "Kyun banna bhai? Dentist hai. You are a doctor. Why are you practicing? Why aren't you leaving that? You have a." But this boy was adamant, and he said, this is a passion, but I had to do it because of my family." Anyhow, this guy earlier was a doctor, but today this gentleman is flying, and he's a captain with Indigo. But again, his MBBS, his BDS degree did not get him where he is today. It was from the scratch again, doing his CPL and doing whatever all the candidates. So yes, degrees are not much of help when you go for this. All right, so let's see if I have some other questions or. Okay, again, someone's asked, can girls, how about girls becoming a pilot? Well, fantastic career for the girls. In fact, India is on the percentage wise, India has the maximum number of pilots. 12% of the total pilot force in the commercial segment, what I'm talking about, are girls and females over here. And yes, it's a fantastic. It's not a manly job. Anyone can join it. As I said, it is not a gender biased job. And yes, a lot of girls are coming. And any given time, we have a good number of females training with us everywhere. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I don't have a question right now, but I'll still like to go again. Just again for the candidates for the viewers who just joined, I'll just go again with the eligibility criteria. Very simple. Don't confuse yourself. 17 and a half years is the minimum age that you require. You need to be 10 plus 2 with physics and mathematics, or you need to be 10 plus 3, that is 10th and a diploma with a technical diploma, engineering diploma. You need to be proficient in English language. Doesn't matter you have done your 12th or 10th with the Hindi medium or Gujarati medium, but English proficiency. You should be able to understand and speak English. And fourth one, again very important, you need to be medically fit as per the Dgca standards. Fifth one, which generally is not the part of the format, but I always say before you start training, please make sure you have the required finances. because if training left in between will always result in loss of money and loss of time. So I think that is all for today what we had. So if any one of you would like to have any questions, you can come on our Insta page. You find our contact details over there. Thank you so much for joining, and God bless you all. Thank you.